Hello! In this video you will learn how to make the most trendy candles of this year at home with your own hands. The candle will be in the form of a female torso. This is the trend of this year. To make this candle you will need soy wax made from natural ingredients, a silicone mold where we will pour the wax, and a candle fragrance. I use the scent of apple and cinnamon, as well as excellent dyes to create two shades, white and brown. I recommend using a braided wick as it burns slower and the candle will last longer. A food thermometer is also required to measure the temperature of the wax. To make candles you will need various materials such as wax, wick, dyes, and fragrances. You can purchase all the necessary materials at specialized stores or online. This is natural soy wax. It is safe for health. Also, there are no paraffins here, so you can safely light such candles at home and enjoy a pleasant atmosphere. Soy wax is made from natural raw materials, which means it has its own nuances when pouring that must be taken into account. We prepare our mold. The mold comes in silicone, uncut. I carefully cut it on the side so as not to damage the edges too much. Take our wick, measure the required amount, take a little more, and now we will thread it. Through the slot, fix one end of the wick in the middle and bring out the other end. For fixation, I will use sticks. Pull our wick evenly so that it does not dangle in the middle. This is how you should get it. Pay attention so that the wick does not touch the walls of our mold, otherwise when burning the candle will simply collapse. Next, carefully join our edges, otherwise the wax will simply leak out. Check the tension again. Now everything is ready. We will melt the wax in a water bath. For this, we need two metal containers, the first for water, the second for the wax itself. We take them of approximately the same diameter so that when we put our pot on top, steam from the bottom does not come up, otherwise you will have a coating and bubbles. Also for wax I recommend using stainless steel dishes and do not recommend using aluminum, cast iron or other containers. While the water is boiling, we prepare our wax. Pour the required amount into the container. This wax is very delicate, soft. It is also suitable for massage candles. The water has boiled, which means you can install a container with wax. The wax melts very quickly right before your eyes. To avoid lumps, we start stirring it a little. When the wax has completely melted, add a little flavoring. 1 or 2 drops will be enough. And a little dye for a honey shade, a small amount will be enough. The more dyes you add, the more saturated the shade you get. The wax has melted. Now we need a food thermometer. Immerse its tip inside and wait until the temperature reaches 80 to 85 degrees. Carefully take our wax and start pouring it slowly into the mold. The remaining wax is easily scraped off the container with paper napkins. If everything is fixed well enough, there should be no leaks. I left the candle for a day, but usually in my practice it takes about 10 hours for the wax to solidify. Now we take our sticks, the wax has sagged a little, remove the wick. And let's see what happened. I work in gloves because soy wax is very delicate and it literally melts in your hands. Here is our little figure. It turned out perfect. Also, from the bottom we cut off the remaining part and press it a little inside. The bottom should be flat so that the mold stands well on the surface. If small folds have formed at the joints, you can iron them with your finger. I got barely noticeable bubbles. This happened because there was probably poor attachment at the top of our mold and air got in. If you pour in the same way, pay attention to this and knock well on the mold, driving out air. The extra wick of such length is needed for me. Well, that's all, the candle is ready. It can be used no earlier than 24 hours later. Now you know how to make this year's most fashionable candle at home. I hope my video was as clear, simple, and useful as possible for you. I wish you creative success.